Well, hope stems for the NRI couple seeking custody of their toddlers from Norwegian childcare. Sources tell Times now that after the Indian government's intervention, Norwegian authorities could hand over the children to their grandparents who live in Kolkata.
These are traumatizing situation for us. Means we we, we just stand in our own feet,
his own
just
languages.
thinking that we have to fight for our children. That's the only hope. That's why we are still standing in our own feet.
Tormented parents desperately seeking the custody of their toddlers. After bearing the agony of being separated from their children for over 8 months now. Some hope stemming from the External Affairs Minister's assurance.
I think this has to be worked out with the immediate family of the children. But in India we have a fairly legitimate institutional mechanism to protect the rights of the children.
Sources have now told your channel that after the Indian government's intervention, Norway is likely to grant the custody of the children to their grandparents, who live in Kolkata.
It can happen through a court, and actually I am very satisfied about that. Mr. Krishna, the first time he take such a steps.
The grandparents will have to submit an undertaking in court stating they will take full responsibility of the children. These naive children were forcibly snatched from their parents on grounds of unfit parenting. Something that Sagarika vehemently counters, citing ignorance of Norwegian authorities as the main culprit.
When I was giving the breast milk to my little baby, they told me that you just stop to give the breast milk and this is your time, you should go to the kindergarten, and they have made the morning and evening routines.
There is going to be some action now. I'm sure they cannot keep two Indian citizens in their confinement. After all, by the same logic, they have been raised by foster parents who are alien to them. Even looking at the face of the foster parents, how will Indian child recognize?
But reuniting with their own children may not come easy for the Bhattacharyas, with no amount of appeal cutting any ice with the Norwegian authorities.
Visa expires. The parents' visa expires by next.
I cannot comment on visa issues. I'm sorry. I'm not.
With the intervention of the Ministry of External Affairs and S.M. Krishna saying that he's hopeful of an amicable solution, finally there seems to be some hope for the Bhattacharyas who've been struggling to regain custody of their children since May last year. In Norway, this is Gitika Nautiyal for Times Now.
Till now, I have no report from Norwegian government or Indian government, but I came to know from channel's report where Mr. S.M. Krishna, our external minister, who in a press conference, he tell that the babies will be a settlement. Ultimately, a settlement will come conversion between Mr. Krishna and his counterpart of Norway government, that they are going to return the baby to their grandparents, and it can happen through a court.
We are going with the human rights now, and all the human rights people are with us, and probably they were eager to talk to Times Now as well, to give some more information about what evil the system in Norway is going through. We last met them 2 months back.
2 months back. Now we didn't get any kinds of information from the foster family or the Barnevane peoples.
Because it's another crime to get some information of the foster family as to where they're kept, and if they find that we are trying to find out that, they might make another case against us. It's a bizarre thing that how can they keep the two Indian citizens for 18 years in ethnic Norwegian family, who are violated with the language development, because he has been deprived of the language, of his culture, of his religion.